Howdy! Happy Friday, everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's been a wonderful morning. I had a surprise visitor that stood outside my window, and it was a neighbor who I am friends with, and she was walking by my house, and she stood at my window, and we talked for 15 minutes, which is why I'm late. So hi! Also, I had to get my hat on because it's the end of farm week, and this is my hat. I bought this hat at a store called The Wrangler in Cheyenne, Wyoming, several years ago, and it's just one of my favorites. So I thought it would be appropriate to wear on this last day of Farm Week. So welcome. We've got some work to do. So first I'm going to show you, I've done a little bit of adding. Hi everyone. I've done a few little darkening of lines. I think a lot of you that have seen, what was I just saying? Hi everyone, hi girls. I think a lot of you whose drawings I've already seen have done a lot of these darker lines already. I just hadn't gotten around to it. So I darkened some of the lines on the outside of the barn. Hi Mom. And I added some more little chickens. I added a barn kitty cat. I added a pitchfork. So it's so fun when you're creating a scene to think of all the little detail-y things that you can add to bring it to life. So we better get started because we're going to be drawing a horse today and a few other things. But the one thing that I am thinking might be a little bit of a frustration of mine is that the area that I have to draw my horse is so teeny tiny. So here's what I'm going to do. Hold on, I'm just going to sit and talk for a minute. I'm going to do a drawing on my sketch page of the horse first that is sort of detailed, and I'm going to enjoy doing that drawing of a horse. And then I think what I might do is just do a simplified version of that out in the field because my little area where the horse goes is so tiny. And I don't know about you, but I get really frustrated when I'm drawing things that are tiny because I can't add what I want to add and it just gets too minuscule. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get my sort of extra little sketch side tablet ready to go. I just need to say this before I start that if you haven't been drawing along with us this week, hi, is that Case? Hi Case. If you have not been drawing along with me this week, and if you don't have this whole farm drawing, wow, that's a big hat, isn't it? That's okay. I like it. If you haven't been drawing along during the week, and if you don't have this whole scene already going, and if today you just want to take the horse by itself and do a drawing of a horse, then that's wonderful. You do that. Yeah. And anything else, while we are drawing, if there's something sort of simple that you're like, hey, Miss Coates, throw one of these in there, just throw it in the old comments, and I will try to keep an eye on that. So, are we ready? We're going to start with our little extra sketchy page. And I have been doing some sketching myself this morning, trying to teach myself the finer points of drawing a horse, and I will show you a few of those, and I'm just drawing them right on top of my pigs and my chickens. It's a really tricky thing, a horse, and I'm going to try really hard to not have the funny situation that happened yesterday with my cow in high heels, which I sort of tried to fix, but I don't think it really worked. I'm not really going to worry about it, though. So I'm going to start, and I just don't really want to waste paper, so I'm actually going to go over onto this side of my page, and you know what? I'm going to turn it this way. No, that's not going to lay flat. I'm just going to have to use this. Sorry, guys. I'm a little scattered, but I'm good. I hope all of you are great. So the shape that we started with for our cow yesterday was what? Does anybody remember? What was that shape that we started with for our cow and for our chicken? It was sort of like a bowl shape or a watermelon slice. We had so many interesting comparisons for that shape. Some people called it a taco shell. It could be anything. So this was the shape that we started with for our cow because cows have very sort of straight backs. Horses do not. Yes, taco. Good one, Palmer. Horses do not have straight backs. They have sort of a swoopy back. And what happens to that shape, hi Emily, what happens to that shape when you change that straight line into a swoopy line, like a horse's back, it turns it into a different shape. What would you say that shape looks like rather than a taco shell? I'm gonna throw out, I think it looks like a bean. I think it looks a little bit like a bean. If anybody else has any ideas about what you would call that shape, you can holler them out. Yep, kidney bean. Hi, Mackenzie. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try drawing a jelly bean. That's a great one, Mom. I'm gonna try drawing that shape a few different ways. If it helps, sorry, I'm really going to try to do better with my an orange piece. Good one, Naya, an orange segment. If it works better for you to make sort of the taco shell and then make this a swoopy line, if that helps you get that shape, then do that. Or if you can just draw that shape, then do that. But maybe let's just practice it a few times on our page. And horses are usually very sort of long and lean. They don't have it doesn't look to me like they have a whole lot of fat. They're very lean and they've got a lot of muscle. So it's not going to be a very fat jelly bean this way. It's going to be a little more lean this way. Am I making this complicated enough yet? I mean, gosh, we're just drawing jelly beans and I'm already making it complicated. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with our drawing of our horse. And for those of you who are just joining, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a more detailed drawing today on my sketch pad, but then over on our fun little farm scene, we're going to take a more simplified version of that horse and put it out here in the field. At least that's what I'm going to do. If you would like to take the horse that I'm drawing here, that you're drawing along with me, and if you want to go ahead and put it in that field, please be my guest. All right, so I'm going to start low down enough. Let me get my camera correct. Hang on, I'm just wondering if maybe this might be a good time to do this again. I don't know. Hold, please. Thanks for your patience. I don't think you'll be able to see. Okay, I'll start it up here. Okay, you know what? I'm going to flip the page. I don't want to be wasteful, but just so that we have plenty of room. There we go. Okay, phew. Nope, this way. Phew. All right, so we are going to start with our sort of jelly bean shape. And again, I'm whispering with my pencil. And I haven't sharpened my pencil yet because I'm using the good old mechanical pencil for today, at least for this part, because I want to be real light. And then we've got a neck that is horses have long, sort of strong necks. So I'm going to draw a line that goes up that way. And then if this is the front of the horse's body, they have a real strong chest as well. And then their sort of neck comes up this way. But then I'm going to stop that line. I'm not going to take that line all the way up to meet that one. So I'm going to let everybody kind of get those So that's kind of where the rump of the horse is, and here's where the saddle would go on our horse. You know what? My hat keeps knocking the paper lantern over my table, so I have to take it off. Okay, and then our head is going to be a series of lines. I'm actually just going to have to get a little closer. Okay. Now, because the head of the horse is, I think, a very special shape, I'm going to do this in a series of lines, and I think it's going to be a little bit easier for us to do. So let's do first, off of that sort of top back of the neck line that we did, we're just going to do a little sort of eyebrow line like that. Good. High fight. And then we're going to bring that line down. Horses have really long, I don't want to make it look like an anteater. I'm going to try to do this right. But they have a long face. And it sort of is going to, you know what? Would you mind if I consult with my sketch that I made before? Because I'm forgetting how it goes. Okay, I got it now. And down here, we're going to do kind of a little smiley line. Not really looking horse-like quite yet, but hold please. And then we're going to come up, but then a very distinctive thing about a horse is that they have a very strong kind of jaw line right here. And we'll connect that to that line that we made there. Okay, so I'm going to kind of darken that. And that's looking a little too smooth for me right now, but I think maybe there's a little bump out right there. Okay. Now, they have sort of a nostril. No, I'm going to do the ears first because I'm nervous about the face. Okay, they just kind of have pointy ears. And I can't help myself. You know me, I get ahead of myself with the details. I just got to put some little bangs on my horse. And I'm going to start with just a circle for the eye. It's not really just a circle, but I'm just going to start that way. And then I'm going to color that in. I'm going to make kind of a little, kind of like we did with our bunny rabbit's eye. It just has a little point down here on this side of that round eye. Okay. I think I'm, okay. Now, their noses, their nostrils are quite large. And it's like it's almost like a, what's that called? A quotation mark. That's kind of what it's like. And then I'm just going to do a friendly little smile like that. And because you know I can't help myself, I'll put a little eyebrow. And because this horse is on profile, we won't be seeing the other eye, right? We remember that about profile. But you know what I am going to do? Just to give the face some kind of detail, I'm just going to put a little line right there. They have sort of a ridge on their nose. Do you know what I'm feeling like? I'm feeling like that jaw is not strong enough. So I'm going to go bonk. There, I feel better about that. And then they've got the beautiful sort of textured mane that flows down. Now I've done all of this detail and I haven't even put any legs on this horse. So let's do that, shall we? I'm going to really try hard not to put a high heel on this horse today. All right, now they do have those, just like with a lot of our other animals, a lot of our other critters that we've drawn. They have this very powerful back leg. This is kind of their haunch, their thigh. And then it's going to come back and then forward. And then we'll bring his little bum down this way. And then this is kind of a swoopy line that goes out. I'm figuring this out as I go, guys. And then comes down, and they have what look like very skinny ankles to me, but they are so incredibly strong. And I'm nervous about the hooves, so I'm gonna wait just for a second. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna do the front leg. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start with just a line that comes straight down, but it kind of angles in a little bit. I think I made it a little too long, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And then this line, when it comes down, it kind of gets closer and closer to this line. So those lines kind of do this. They go. And I know that a horse's leg is not quite that straight. They actually have sort of these very knobby knees, but we'll do those in a minute. All right, now I'm gonna do that back leg, which is kind of back behind our body. And I could go ahead and erase that line. And maybe just like our cow, maybe that line goes back a little bit like that. Okay. All right. Still nervous about the hooves, so I'm going to go back here. And another thing about when I was talking about the fact that a horse is so lean, this line, this looks like a fat horse right here. And there are some fat horses out there, but I'm going to make this line kind of go up and back like that. And then I can erase this line. So that jelly bean was just sort of a guide. All right, how's everybody doing? Are we good? And then I'm going to draw that back leg. And it's doing the same thing this leg is doing, just on the other side. All right, I'm going to erase that line because that was just our little shape guide. Okay, guys, I'm real nervous, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go bonk, bonk. Two little kind of curved lines that go forward. All right, that's not awful. And then they sort of go, wait, I should do this one first. Sorry, guys. I'm learning right along with you. I'm going to make this one go forward and this one go forward and then kind of a little curved line at the bottom. All right, this isn't awful. Curved line, bottom. Okay, this horse is getting there, but it's definitely missing something crucial, which is its beautiful, flowing tail. It's like a ponytail on a little girl, which is where they get the word ponytail. Don't you love it when you can be very clear about a word's origins? That is why we call it a ponytail. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about this horse. And I think I'm going to give it its little shoes now that I'm not nervous. It's not bad. It's not bad. I might bump out those sort of little knees. I know that horses, I know they're probably not called knees, but they have just those very, no, I'm not going to do it on that one. They have very pronounced sort of joints on their front legs. That's something that I always think about when I see a horse. Okay, that looks like a very skinny, perhaps youthful horse, but it'll do the trick. I think it kind of needs a little more on its mane. Okay. All right, so shall we, with the lesson we have just learned with this horse, shall we transfer to our farm scene? I say we shall. And you know what? Just like always, I'm guessing that there are probably some people out there who are owners of horses and who are very well acquainted with horses. I have been on a horse. I could count on two hands the amount of times I have been on a horse, but I do love being on a horse, I gotta say. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. And I'm going to really, really simplify this, okay? You ready? So this is this little tiny area that I have to put it in. But we're just going to go for it because I'm feeling crazy. Jelly bean. Anybody ever seen this show, Jelly Bean Junction? Jelly Bean Junction. Any of the people out there who are perhaps my age, anybody remember Jelly Bean Junction? Please. Thank you. All right, guys, this is a tiny, tiny horse. Tiny, tiny horse. And I'm kind of jumping all over the place, and you can too. And guess what? Remember, it's going to be colored. Speaking of color, I wanted to tell you guys, I know that there's not going to be any way, all right, that's the tiniest horse ever. There's not going to be any way in the world that I can draw all of this and color it in a good amount of time today. So guess what I'm going to do, I think, and if only if you want to, I think after this little drawing lesson is finished, and right now, guess what? That horse looks like he's just floating in midair, but that's why we put some little blades of grass under him. Maybe he's out there just eating some grass. I didn't get his little jaw in there. Okay. All right, guys. I know that's really tough. I actually made him a little smaller than I meant to. But there he is. He's out in the field with his grass. What was I saying? Oh, as far as color, I think what I'm going to do is, after this little drawing lesson has come to a close and we have done our whole farm scene drawing, I think I'm going to start my camera up again, and I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I think I'm just going to start painting. And if you want to watch, you can. But you can just go and color your own if you would like to do that. All right, so another thing that I don't have a whole lot of in this farm scene, of course we have to figure out what we're going to put in here, but a whole lot of what you see on a farm that I don't have here are fences. And maybe if I hadn't just drawn that horse right there, I could have drawn a fence up along that little hill. But if you would like to add a fence, you could certainly do that. All right, so here's what I've decided. On the barn, I am going to make it look like one of the barn doors is open and one is closed. So you guys can do whatever you feel like doing. And I'm going to do a little bar across that way. And then I'm going to do that very sort of iconic barn X right down here, kind of the braces. And I'm going to leave this one just wood. Ooh, barbed wire, that's a great idea. All right, so that is the closed door. Cool? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put the X up here too, so it really looks closed, because maybe it was a Dutch door. All right, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do a little horse inside, looking out from inside the barn. I hope that maybe that's what some of you guys were thinking. So what that's gonna mean is we're just gonna be drawing the front of our horse. Let's see. He'd probably be about that tall. So I'm going to start with his neck, and I'm just going to go ear, ear, bring down that little part, do this little jawline, and go boink. And then Bring his neck down. And then we just see sort of, because I don't really want to draw those legs, I'm going to make it look like he's sort of peeking out. See, if you're scared of, or if you don't really want to draw something, you don't have to draw it. You can just stick it behind the door. So there's his little leg. All right, he's pretty cute. Over here, I'm going to draw a rooster sitting in this window. And from yesterday, if you were with me yesterday, we made our little taco shell chickens. Our little wing. But then remember what our difference in our rooster is that he's a little larger, and maybe he's standing, maybe he's standing on something inside that window and his legs are longer. But the rooster has the big feathers that kind of spray out of the back of his body like that. So there's our little rooster. All right, it's looking like our farm is more populated, and it makes me happy. Now I can't not do a little sheep, but I'm going to make this real simple. and all of you are saying, ha ha, right. No, this is going to be simple. I'm going to make a little cloud. Little fluffy cloud. Like that. And then I'm going to make his little face. Comes out the front of his body like that, like a little sideways U shape. And then I'm going to do 4 little sort of skinny V shapes as his legs. And then I'm going to do a little V for the nose and a little line down and a little eye. And that's going to be that. I am going to make a little ear go out that way and a little ear go out that way. Okay, that's cute. And then you can make like little floofy poofy lines like that. And hey, maybe it's a black sheep. I don't know. But then you would lose your face if you colored it black. So, do they have tails? Lambs do have little tails, don't they? I'll just do a little tail. Cute and fluffy. All right, guys, so we have these side sheds. I have a feeling that machinery would be stored in there, or maybe some big hay bales would be stored in there. So I think what I'm going to do is do a little bit of both. I'm going to do maybe a big pile of hay in here, and it's behind the fence. Maybe that's a big pile of hay that hasn't been baled yet. So maybe we kind of pile it up in there, make it look like they're keeping the hay dry. That's kind of cool. Now, someone yesterday said that they thought we needed a spider web, a la Charlotte's Web. So I'm not awesome at spider webs, but I'm going to give it a shot. So maybe there would be a line that went this way. And then if I were a spider, I would think, you know what? I need to get some cross pieces so that I can spin between them. And then if I were a spider, I would start in the middle and I would go. Okay, I'm pleased with that. And then maybe Charlotte is right here. Boink, 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 boink. Okay, what should we put over here in this part, you guys? And hey, hey, get it? Hey. Let's put some little hay right in front of this horse. Maybe he's having a little lunch. Okay, what should we put in here? Anyone? Thoughts? Ideas? I'm drawing a blank. Maybe I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for a minute. I'm going to zoom out. Hang on, let me go back to my... Anyone want to shout out? Probably losing viewers as I speak. What should we put over there? Okay, I have one vote for another horse. This little cow is like, do 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 do. A goose! Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Since I've already got a horse there, I think I am going to put a goose because there is a goose in Charlotte's Web. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe let's put 2 geese up here talking to one another. And here we go. I'm totally doing this. I'm flying blind here. Sorry guys, I have to plug in my phone. It does this dark thing when it, nope, cord's not long enough. All right, we're just gonna risk it. Okay, we're gonna do our taco shell. I'm gonna do another taco shell. And then I'm gonna do sort of a candy cane. And then I'm gonna do funny little beaks and little eyes and cute little tails. Little wings, eyebrows. Oops, that looks like a stork. Oh well. Little legs. Maybe they're standing up on the fence posts having a conversation. All right, I dig that a lot. Whoever that was that said goat, appreciate it. All right. So there are, as I said, there are so many ways that you could add so many things to this beautiful scene. You could take this cute little sheep that we just drew because that was kind of simple, and you could do a few more sheep. In fact, I feel like doing another one, so I'm going to do another little cloud, and he's a little further away, so he's a little bit smaller. And I'm going to make him facing the other way. I think he's maybe boop boop. And there's his little tail. There's his little floofy marks. And maybe they are out having a bit of lunch as well. Deet, deet, deet. Little grass marks. Now, there could be, if you had room in your farm scene, you could even put a farmhouse. You could put a garden. You could put rows of ears of corn. There's so much that you could add, and it could get so fun and so detailed. I didn't know if you noticed this, but I put some little chicken feed in front of the chickens like this. It's just like almost looks like little pebbles. Little feed. And I also put some food in the pig's trough, but the mom already ate hers because she's a pig. All right, we have a barn cat. I don't know what else I can do right now, so I think I'm going to call it for today. Farm scene complete. And I really do think what I'm going to do in maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so, once I take a breath, I think I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm just going to have fun coloring. And if you want to watch, you are more than welcome. And if you don't, then that's great too. So it has been a delight. Hold on, let me get my hat back on. Did you also notice what is on my shirt? Anyone? What the pattern is made of? They're horses. Horses. All right. Next week, I have a lot of ideas on my list of things that we could do next week. And because I just apparently love to wait until the last minute, I'm going to give it some more thought this weekend. And I thought about sharing some of the options with you, but I'm not going to do that either. Horses. So I'm just going to keep you in suspense. Maybe like on Sunday, or maybe Monday morning first thing. Maybe I'll give you a clue as to what it is. But they're all fun. They're all very fun themes, I promise. I think next week we will go back to doing separate drawings just to be able to spread out a little bit. I don't know if you were frustrated by the tiny sort of nature of what we did this week. It posed a challenge for me a couple of times, but we powered through because that's what we do. All right, so friends, I hope you all are well. I hope you are happy and sane. And guess what? I don't have my water jar. Oh well. Wash your hands. Drink your water. I already had a bunch. Be good to one another. If you're here in Nashville, go outside and enjoy this glorious and very breezy spring day. And until Monday, until next week, except I'm about to do some painting, so you can join me again in just a minute. Until then, happy trails, partners. Bye.